Good morning, Rebecca. How are you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic. Let's go ahead and just call this out right now. With your book, Our Moon, we've got this eclipse taking place, and then look what happened in Taiwan, that huge earthquake. Are they related in any way?
There's actually some evidence that it might be. And then this earthquake is, horrific and just happening. And obviously, we're really waiting to find out how many people are injured and how many killed so far. This is a catastrophic event, but it's not clear that we can blame these sorts of things on the moon necessarily. The Earth is very active. The Earth's crust is alive, but that might be somehow related to the presence and the formation of the moon. This is one of the big mysteries in modern planetary science. Why is Earth's crust active like this? No other planet has this cycle in it. So it's going to be this sort of mass migration of eclipse chasers over the weekend and into Tuesday, which is really amazing to think about. I mean, this movement of millions of people. The Niagara Falls area declared a state of emergency actually yesterday because they're so concerned about the number of people. And it's the last total eclipse across this country for 21 years. The next lower 48 eclipse is in August of 2045.
Yeah, because in 2017, what I did not want to do what everybody else was doing, and that was looking up at the sun. I wanted to just experience it inside this forest and see how everything is changed by it. Because, I mean, even in your book, you talk about the emotions and the psychopathical reactions. I mean, it changes us as well.
It really is a multi-sensory thing. Like, it's amazing to see the sun in its full glory. I devoted about 5 years of my life to this project, and I like to think of it as sort of a biography of the moon, and it kind of undergoes an adventure in the story, and it is born, it exists, it comes into being, and then it sort of rises into this position of prominence among human thought and culture, and then it sort of falls from grace, it falls away, and we no longer use it for time. And then it comes back, and it now is ascendant again, as the U.S. and China and India and Japan and Russia and private companies all seek to go back up there. The moon is once again kind of this prominent feature in our lives. And this is the only time that this happens. I mean, a few 100 million years ago, there were not eclipses like this. The sun would have been more blocked by the moon. The moon was closer. And I'm sorry to report that the moon is moving away from us.
Wow.
So over time, it will be too far away to totally eclipse the sun. And that's 500 million years away, probably, or more. So that's long after humans are gone or uploaded into AI or something. So that's not really our problem. But just to keep that in mind, that this is a really unique circumstance that we can really enjoy right now. And there is literally nowhere else that has that opportunity.
What is it about the moon that we think that we have to go back to? And why does it feel like that it's more dangerous today than what it was during Apollo? Because, I mean, things are crashing up there.
The thing is, it's still really hard. I mean, Apollo is extraordinary for many reasons. And one of them is the level of risk they were willing to take on to pull this off. And also, we were lucky. We were really fortunate that there was not some, huge solar flare, which, by the way, is one of the cool things we'll be able to study during this eclipse, when you can study the sun's atmosphere, when the sunlight is kind of blocked. We're lucky that, Apollo 13 didn't end differently. Well, Apollo 1 ended in tragedy, but it was on Earth. There are a lot of things that could have gone wrong during the Apollo missions, and I think we know that a little more now. And, the thing is, the physics hasn't changed. Like, we did it a half century ago, but it's still far away. It's still really hard to get off this planet with enough energy able to easily.
Yeah, because I'm fascinated by SpaceX with, they're trying to get this big rocket, the biggest one of all time, up there. And it's like, wow. I mean, I guess maybe they were going through this in the early days of Apollo because, I mean, the crashing and the blowing up and things like that, we just didn't have it readily available like we have it today.
Yeah, we kind of take it for granted, I think, anymore, and especially because SpaceX has been so successful in the last 15 years or so, and they're willing to sort of move fast and break things, which was the mentality during Apollo, and I think less so now at the government, just because there's so much more risk in play, and the government's a little bit less willing to take that on, but private companies are willing to do it, and yeah, SpaceX has had some incredible successes. The Starship launches that have been happening are an evidence that, this, again, still just difficult. It's hard to build something that big that can carry that much fuel, that can go that far and that fast. And we'll see. I think they've shown that they can do it. So I'm confident SpaceX will pull us off.
Wow. Where can people go to find out more about you and everything that you have studied?
I'm on all social media channels. Usually it's rboyle31, and it's just Google my name, and my book is available wherever books are sold.
Oh, man. Congratulations on this book, and thank you for keeping us really engaged with that moon out there, that gigantic